So on an average 13 stealth roll, Bond certainly doesn't break down the door and start smashing furniture. But their entrance to Hawksby Manor is not exactly the most subtle. It probably involves looking for open or loosened windows and crawling inside like some sort of, well, burglar. And burgling Bond is here for. They begin their search up and down, not even bothering really to be super stealthful. With an aura of someone who would smite ghosts with just a look.
Yeah, with a 13, none of the ghosts that are supposedly in this manor are going to approach the aura of divinity that you have come in with. Especially considering not all of the ghosts in here are undead. There are a lot of, ghosts who were born ghosts here.
And oh god, what would this cleric do to them?
They don't want to find out. Um,
They don't want to find out.
you do hear some, because Bond's perception is really great, being a cleric. You do hear off in the distance clattering noises and murmurs, which kind of peter out as you get closer.
Uh-huh.
Um, there's also a door slam sound, and then a very obvious click as it locks.
Amazing. Bond knows what they're looking for. I think they're pretty methodical about it. I mean, I can have them roll investigation, but it is a big fuck off painting.
It is. This is also a big fuck off manner. So it might actually, it's, I'm not gonna even say might. It's going to take Bon a while to find this painting.
I will have them roll investigation, and if they struggle, they're just gonna start calling out for Jester. I'm gonna be real.
Uh-huh.
The painting, yeah, they are like, they take one, they start looking, and then they're like, oh, this is gonna take fucking forever. And so Bond just starts calling out to Jester like a weird game of hot and cold hide and seek. Just like Jester. Jester.
A little bit
Where
cold.
are you?
Hello. And I feel like one of the paintings seems to like shift to, they don't actually look like Jester, but one of the paintings like kind of shift into a bit of a smile and kind of like put hand on cheek and like looking at Bond. It's like, hello.
Well, you don't look like yourself.
Clearly not. I haven't really been here long enough to really make any of these be able to hold my perfect face.
Uh-huh. So, where's the original copy?
Oh, it's up the stairs, down the hall, go toward like gesture kind of.
So the directions are actually very long.
Bond will probably start walking and make Jester jump from painting.
Yeah. They kind of like shit like whenever they leave the painting is just as it was before, and the next one kind of like moves along with them, and they kind of like do have a bit of like a noticeable shift. Like there's a bit of like that face paint down their eyes.
Yeah.
But it does like go away whenever they hop on to a different painting.
Mhm.
So you're here for a visit?
Heart, go ahead.
I was going to say, as you arrive at the second floor, there's a bunch of click, 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 slam, click, from down the hall that you were directed to move down.
Amazing. I love that.
Clerics is scary.
Bond just Bond just looks over at Jester and is like, "No, I'm here as a burglar."
Oh, may I assume I am one of the interest items?
You're the only item.
Oh, wonderful. So, Guild does not know you're here.
No.
Funny.
Yeah.
As you
Oh,
reach,
don't mind me.
as you reach the hallway, there's something off about it.
Bond's gonna roll perception.
Mhm.
Would they pick it up with a passive 20 though?
No.
Okay.
No.
That is a
Natural 20.
that is a natural 20 somehow.
So,
Do they pick it up on a 25?
yes. So this is going to be, you have to be actively looking for it sort of deal. I'm giving you the ghost's actions for free. Anyways, as you look down this hallway, you notice that the carpet has interruptions every few paces. And that there's the paintings along this hallway are kind of look at you, and they look at you a little threateningly.
Bond's gonna grab the end of the rug and like basically pull it,
Mhm.
like
Make me a
start
strength
rolling
check.
it up.
Make me a strength check.
Okay. Does a
Okay.
19 work?
Yeah, you start rolling up the carpet, and as you go, when you get to one of the little interruptions, you notice, as you're rolling up the carpet, there's a little depression plate right there. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Bon rolls up the entire carpet.
Okay.
Bon ungags this gag.
As you go, you notice the depression plates get a little harder to avoid.
Fascinating.
Roll me a dex save.
A dex save?
Yes, to avoid the depression plates at the very end. This is testing how well you can just, you know,
Dex?
yes.
I think
not a-
I fucked that.
Yeah,
I fucked
that's not
that
a
one.
roll.
Oh.
Me shaking the dice spot.
Oh,
How's a
still
dirty
good.
20?
Yeah, that's fine. You managed to not clip any of these depression plates.
Amazing.
Leaving the carpet. Are you leaving the carpet at the end of the hall?
Oh, they're leaving it all rolled up at the start of the hallway. Like, they pulled it off
Oh,
and rolled it up entirely.
Okay, I didn't realize that's what you were doing. So
Yeah.
maybe I should say when you pulled it off and pulled it along, each of the depression plates got pressed down when you did that.
Amazing.
And you saw like razor discs appear out of the slits in the floor.
Perfect.
Clearly to catch unwary trespassers.
Uh-huh. I'm also remembering Bon has spells that I need to prepare. So they're gonna keep walking. They're gonna keep walking. They're on the lookout for traps.
Okay. Well, at the end of the hallway, there's 2 ways to go, and Jester advised you to turn right and continue down the hallway.
Okay.
And in that hallway, there are a series of statues.
Amazing.
And one of the statues looks funny. Like it's different from the others. You can just tell that with your
The animation style is different.
Yeah, the animation style is different.
Perfect.
And there's another one up the hall like 10-20 feet that also looks like this weird different style.
Amazing. Bon is Let's see. So they just look different.
Yeah. Do you want to inspect one of them?
Bon will get just close enough to do so.
Roll me an investigation.
Yep. How's a 17?
It looks like the eyes of this statue have been replaced with lasers.
Okay, so that's a little much.
And not the kind of lasers that hurt you, but the kind that if you like passed them, you would, set off something.
How tall is this statue?
It's kind of like, so this one that you're examining is your height.
Okay.
The one down the hall is much shorter.
Okay, so Bon's gonna duck under this one.
Okay. Trying to. No, that's fine. No, I'm coming up with this off the top of my head, okay?
You're fine.
you could just duck under that one.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. You pass by that one without incident.
Nods, nods, nods.
Hmm.
Can Bond step over the other one?
The shorter one is like half your height, so to step over it would be a little bit of a challenge.
How heavy does this statue look?
It looks like a stone statue. Kind of,
Hmm.
um, imagine some. Imagine how heavy, like, I don't know, the Michelangelo might be.
Amazing. Is it flush to the wall?
No, it's just like, it's like an inch or two away from the wall.
Hmm. So, can Bond just like climb over the statue?
You can try. Give me a acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay.
You you get like halfway up the statue, you start kind of struggling a little bit. The statue itself is not going anywhere. Um, so it definitely would have been too heavy to try to pick up.
You
it
said its eyes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, its eyes were replaced with lasers.
Can Bond cast mending on its eyes?
Its eyes, let me double check mending actually. Roll 20, come here.
I have it. Do you want to see it?
A foot in any dimension. I just needed to know what the... I mean, the problem is that it wouldn't get rid of the laser eyes. It would just seal up the hole around where the laser eyes are and the opening in the statue.
Hmm.
You are able to get over the statue. It's just gonna take you a little longer than you might have expected it to.
But its head height is only half of Bond's height.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you're fine. I'm just like, my brain's like, this is a like a 3.5 foot tall statue. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be awkward to clamber over, but like, it can't take that long. But yeah, Bond will just climb over it all awkwardly.
Yeah. You have clambered over the statue and
Cool.
have not set off any lasers yet.
Um, are there any more traps like visible?
No, but there's a painting at the end of the hallway.
Bon will trot over to it.
I look to Soto. Does Jester want to make a comment?
I feel like Jester is just like very much just like looking, vibing, kind of like guiding along, but like not. I feel like Jester does know some of these traps, but is not necessarily giving the answers to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Bon is not asking them. Do you happen to do this burgerly stuff often enough?
more often than you would think.
Oh, fascinating.
Yes, I'm a real criminal, hardened by my days of lawlessness.
Oh. Oh, well. Uh, may I actually inquire why you're seeking me out?
I need your brain, not like your physical one. I need to pick it.
Oh. Uh, fun. All right. I don't know what I can provide with my brain that would be something you're interested in, but
I need information about you.
me.
You.
Fun.
Who are you?
I'm Jester.
So you are. But who were you before? After all, we both know what kind of painterly art style you're in.
Well, then I guess that is a conversation to have in a more somewhere with no one can listen.
Yes, a more sedate setting.
Sedate. That's a good word for it.
There's a sound of another door slamming closed and locking.
You know, you really got everyone quite in a fright.
Good.
It seems like you enjoy that.
Well, I really don't have time to be entertaining a bunch of nosy little busybodies.
Oh, you could call them that.
Besides, I'm a grave cleric. Ghosts are kind of like I'm morally obligated to do something about them if I see them. So I better not be seeing them.
Bet Bond says that really loud.
Yes.
After you say that, even you hear even more of the house noises, and some of them are pretty far off in the distance.
Amazing.
I don't think we're going to be getting to seeing any ghosts this SPS. Not even Jasper, who is probably hiding under the couch when you arrived.
Amazing.
Well, there you go. I doubt you'll be seeing anybody now.
Good. And Bond's gonna keep moving.
As you reach this spiral staircase upwards to the next floor, you notice that the stairs look kind of weird. Very specifically, uh, every fourth or fifth one appears to be off-colored.
How big is the stairwell?
This well, there's a kind of like pillar in the middle.
Yeah.
Um and the stairs spiral up around that. It's wide enough to accompany two people. But if you would try to fly up it, you would have to probably make a check. It'd be kind of hard to fly up this.
Okay. Can Bon... Is there a railing?
There is. It's kind of like slightly in the wall. Like it's set into the wall.
Okay. Bon's gonna take the stairs, but they're just gonna skip the off-color ones.
As you step on the first stair, the stairs suddenly become flat.
Ah. They're gonna take their foot off the stair.
It takes like 10 minutes before it resets.
Oh, fuck that. Bon, you said the stairwell is, like, set into the wall, right?
I said the railing is set into the wall.
Yeah. Can Bon kind of use the railing to essentially walk up the stairs, like, essentially sideways?
So what you're doing is you're pulling yourself up the stairs using the railing.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. That I would have to ask you to make an athletics check.
Uh-huh, one sec. I'm just trying to figure out how the hell this stairwell's set up, I'm not gonna lie.
um, the off-colored ones were the ones you were supposed to step on.
No, no, no. I know that. I meant physically.
Oh. So the railing is set into the wall and it goes in a spiral upwards along with the stairs.
Yeah, but I'm like, how are the walls set up? You know? I'm just trying to figure out how this exists in the world the way it is.
Yeah, the walls follow. It's like a tower in the. It's like a tower. Um, and there are candelabras like every so often on the wall.
Okay. Can Bon just climb onto the railing and walk up the railing?
That would be an
Like,
acrobatics check, but you can certainly try because you'd have to
you
balance
know,
on the railing.
14.
It's the railing itself is kind of narrow.
That's fine.
So you start doing that and like it's hard to do it that way, but you can do it that way. You do
Listen, Bon
make
just needs to kill 10
progress.
minutes.
Yeah. You do make progress up and the stairs click back into place. You're not at the top of the stairwell when they do.
Okay, they'll start taking the off-color stairs then.
Mhm. I can say you can reasonably hop between them now that you know you're supposed to step on
Yeah.
those.
Okay, what's at the top, boss?
At the top is a door. It's closed.
Bon is going to... Is there a painting nearby?
There is. It's to the left of the door.
Bon's gonna look at the painting and be like, this isn't gonna blow up if I open it, right?
Will it blow up if they open it?
No, it's just locked.
It's just locked.
Oh, okay. Which side are the pins on?
Can you describe to me what you're asking?
Like the pins of
hinges.
Okay, yeah, the hinges.
Oh, the
Which side are the
hinges.
hinges on?
This door opens not into the stairwell. It opens into the hallway beyond.
Okay, so the hinges are on the other side.
Mhm.
Bon is gonna reach into their pocket and they're gonna pull out a collapsible spear. They're not gonna uncollapse it. They're just gonna use it like a fucking baton, basically.
Mhm.
And Bon is going to attempt to break the doorknob off.
Okay. Roll me a strength check.
Yeah, one sec. I will give them a quarterstaff and we can use that. How about that?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the closest equivalent. Do you want me to roll to attack?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, okay? Bon's a terrible burglar.
I said, like, roll me a strength check because you're trying to wrench the doorknob off.
No, they're trying to break it off.
Yeah.
With their stick.
Okay, so they're hitting it, so roll me attack.
Yes. That's an 8. Does an 8 hit the fucking doorknob?
No, the quarterstaff bounces off the metal of the doorknob.
Okay. Bon's gonna hit it again.
Go ahead, continue trying.
Does a 13 hit the fucking doorknob?
13 does hit the doorknob.
Can I roll for damage?
Yes, roll damage.
Okay, I'm gonna say they're two-handing this. Does a 6 break the doorknob off?
No.
You really should have brought a crowbar.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have 2D pockets.
Oh, shame.
Bond's gonna hit it again.
Okay, roll me an attack.
Does a 21 hit the fucking doorknob?
Yes, it does. Roll damage.
Does a 7 plus the 6 break the doorknob off?
No.
They're gonna hit it again.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Dirty 20.
That does hit the doorknob. Roll damage.
Does a 7. Plus the other 13. Break the doorknob off.
The doorknob. You hear the door splinter and the doorknob falls off.
Awesome.
oh, I was gonna suggest if you could use your spear end to. Oh well.
Bond's gonna stick their fingers in the door innards to find presumably the deadbolt to move it out of the way.
Rubbing little talons.
Roll me an investigation check because you're blindly feeling around for this.
Okay. How's an 8?
Your talons find a lot of splinters. Take 2 damage, and you find the door thing.
The deadbolt?
Yes, the deadbolt.
Sure. Cool. Bond unlocks the door.
It very sadly swings open with a.
Cool.
And in the next hallway, you see, you see those same statues, but there's even more different about them. They seem to be holding things. And as you step in, you notice that there's a red laser grid in front of you that covers the entire hallway. Projected by these statues.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point, the paintings that Jester is at, instead of Jester occupying whoever is painted on, Jester has actually now started to like appear individually because I feel like we're getting closer.
We are getting closer.
So instead of being the painting already painted, they're just walking around now.
Bond's gonna cast freedom of movement on himself.
Okay, let me double check.
Yep,
what
I'm
that
getting
does.
you. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
you.
I'm getting it. You touch a wheeling creature. For the duration, the target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain, and spells and other magical effects cannot neither reduce the target's speed nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained. The target can also spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints, such as manacles or a creature that has it grappled. Finally, being underwater imposes no penalties on the target's movements or attacks.
Okay. Okay.
Bond, yeah, Bond is going to look over at the nearest Jester.
Hi.
So, what's the gimmick here?
Don't touch the lasers.
You're so helpful.
I'm so helpful. It's been so fun watching you doing all these things.
Yeah, sure, fuck it, we ball. Okay, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
can these statues be affected by spells? Spells.
You're not sure.
Okay.
You can certainly try.
Okay. Bon is gonna cast Destructive Wave.
Does that affect objects? Because it says each creature.
That's why I was asking.
I'm gonna say, because it's a destructive wave, they probably fail the save.
Okay.
Because they're objects. And they can't move.
Yeah.
So, roll damage.
How many are there?
They lined this, so there's like 12 in this hallway. 6 on each side.
Okay. So that's 10d6 each. We'll just give a nice...
So as this destructive wave of thunder and radiant or necrotic damage surges through the room, each of the statues crumble, and you start to hear on the edge of hearing boo beep, boo beep, boo beep, like an alarm has been set off.
That's fine.
There's no more lasers.
Yeah, that's kind of the appeal. Bon's not doing this shit anymore.
I am going to now roll survival for Gil.
Yep.
Because he has been alerted that someone is in his manor.
Bon's gonna walk down the fucking hallway, scot-free, baby.
You come to another door. It is closed.
Is this one locked?
Do you try the door handle?
Bon would start to reach for it and then look at Jester and be like, is this door trapped?
Is the door trapped?
The answer is yes. Yes, it is.
Wouldn't you like to know? Wink.
Can Bon try kicking the door down?
Make an attack.
Okay.
Also, for the recording, I got a 3 on that survival. It's gonna take Gil a really long time to get here.
What do I roll for this attack? Oh, wait.
If you're kicking, that's a strength. So you roll and add your strength and proficiency.
Okay, but Bon's got talons on their feet, and this is relevant because they have a thing for it.
Yeah, they're natural
It's
weapon, right?
Yeah. They're natural weapons. You can use them to make unarmed strikes. If you hit with them, you deal slashing damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier instead of bludgeoning damage.
So you make an attack, add your strength and your proficiency, because that's how you make an unarmed strike.
Cool.
Because everyone is proficient with their unarmed strikes.
How's an 8? Does an 8 hit the door?
No.
How the fuck do you miss a door, boss?
The door has armor, as in you barely scratch the door. You don't make a dent in the door.
Bon is hitting the door again. How's a fucking 23?
Yep, a 23 makes it.
Awesome.
Roll your damage.
Awesome. How's a 5?
As your talons dig into the door, you hear a shk and a clicking noise.
Okay. What does this sound like?
The clicking noise kind of sounds like it goes click, 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 click. Like it's
Like a
increasing. Like a bomb.
Okay. Okay. Bon is going to turn and take a very healthy back down the corner.
Mhm. As you get halfway down the corridor, the door behind you explodes.
That's fine.
But you're far
The door
enough
is
away that
open.
the door just falls where it was.
Amazing.
And there's obvious soot on the other side.
Great.
You do hear in like a distant room, I swear I told him not to arm the doors.
Bon's gonna walk through the fucking door.
Easy enough. Walking through the new door frame.
There you go.
You reach the other side, and it's another hallway.
Getting real sick of this hallway shit.
This one, since you're looking for traps, give me a perception check.
Okay. How's a 19?
You do see, like, along the walls and the ceiling, there are very hard to notice slits.
Bon is going to close their eyes. They're going to count to 10. With their eyes still closed, they are going to project the next few statements. And they're going to say, I am very tempted to just blow this place the fuck up. It would be so nice if the next few traps for me to get to this one painting were off so I can leave and no one has to be stressed anymore. I'm going to count to 60 and my eyes are going to stay closed. After that, what happens after that is going to decide what state I leave this place in when I leave.
Rolling me an intimidation check with advantage.
Awesome. How's an 18?
So, as your eyes are closed and you are counting, you hear clicks along the walls. and there's a very clear twang noise, and then a "you idiot."
Bon will just count louder.
There are a couple more door closing sounds, and you hear upstairs, but I don't know how it works. I don't know how to turn it off.
Bon is just gonna count louder.
There are more sounds, and then the sound of a very large boulder rolling across the floor upstairs.
That's fine. This is fine. Bon is gonna wait an extra 10 seconds before they open their eyes.
You see a couple of like 30 feet down this hallway. There are a couple of arrows in the side of the wall.
Amazing. Bon is going to walk down the hallway.
For this one, nothing happens.
Amazing.
You reach
Man,
this...
you really... Oh.
Go ahead.
Man, you really don't want to talk to Gil, huh?
I really, really don't like traps.
Wow. Is that all?
Are there any more traps?
You reach...
Well... Then you go ahead.
You open the door to the staircase. You hear a very ghostly voice, not anywhere near you, but kind of like projected through like some sort of speaker system, or just through the walls. Anyways, you hear a ghostly voice say, "I couldn't turn it off! Don't blow up my house!"
Amazing.
That should answer your question.
This staircase is like the other one, but there seems to be off-colored ones and different colored ones in a very certain pattern. And there is a railing going up.
Bon's climbing the railing.
Roll me a back acrobatics check.
One sec. I need to... Okay. Acrobatics +2. I just want to double check if freedom of movement gives them anything for this. Yeah, it's unaffected by difficult terrain. Hooray.
That just makes the check easier.
How's a 15?
You, by the help of your magic that you've enchanted yourself with, you walk up the railing unimpeded.
Amazing. Bond stands at the top of the stairs and just takes a moment to catch their breath.
There's clapping. I'm just curious, because all of this would be easier if you just asked Gil to come on over to your place.
I don't need to talk to Gil. I need to talk to you.
Well, this is making it a little bit harder to get to talk to me.
Is there a door?
Yeah.
Bond's gonna point at it and look at Jester and go, is it trapped?
Is it trapped?
No. It's just locked.
No.
It's just fucking locked. Bond's gonna try the doorknob, see that it's locked.
It rattles.
Bond's gonna close their eyes and start counting out loud.
When you get to 5, you hear a very rapid sound of clicks. There are a lot of clicks. Wow, this door is really locked.
Bond's gonna wait until all the clicks have stopped.
All of the clicks have stopped, and there's a kind of ghostly sound.
Bond's gonna reach out and try the doorknob.
The doorknob turns. The door is a little sticky, though. It just doesn't open easily.
Bond's just gonna shove it. Bond's just gonna shove the door open.
Uh-huh. Make me an attack.
An attack?
Yeah, because you're shoving the door. Unless you want to make a athletics check.
I'll do a strength roll because I feel
Okay.
like that's a little more. A 10. Can they shove the door open?
You shove it to the door. You hurt your shoulder.
Oh my fucking god.
It might take you another attempt to open the door.
Bond is seriously considering blowing this place up.
Do you enjoy doing things the hard way?
Bond's gonna do a deep breath in, a deep breath out, start to shove against the door, and just give up for a second and just like look over at Jester and be like, no, I don't.
Then why go through all of this trouble?
In general?
Well, I know you want me, but the way you're going about acquiring me seems like such troublesome matters.
Bond's just gonna like thud very lightly touch their forehead to the door and just take a second. And then they're gonna take a deep breath in and out. And they're gonna shove the door again.
Make me another strength check. Yeah.
So that is a dirty 20.
No, that's a natural 20.
That's
Oh, that's a
baby.
natural 20. That's a natural 20.
You shove the door and it comes clean open and kind of like bounces against the wall.
What's in the hallway ahead?
In the hallway ahead are more of the statues, but they definitely appear off.
Okay. Bond's gonna walk down the hallway.
Mm-hmm. The paintings look like gestures, but there are small, insignificant details that are off because they aren't gestures original.
Mm-hmm.
Getting warmer.
Okay. Bond's gonna keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
You should have Gil roll another navigational.
Yeah. Well, that's an 11,
Hey.
which means he's probably 3/4 of the way there, and Starfleet has
Awesome.
gotten really tired of Gil's shit and stopped listening to Gil.
And it's going the fuck home.
It is going the right way.
Yeah. All right. What's ahead of Bond?
There's a bend in the hallway, turn left, and what you see is, you know how those like really fancy hallways with the windows lining them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of hallway you're in.
Is it here?
Is
It's
it
not
here?
in this hallway. There are rooms.
Okay. Bond's gonna keep walking.
Are
The
you this bad about talking about your emotions?
What were you gonna say, Hart?
I was going to say that the doors have nameplates on them.
Ah.
Hmm.
There's one named Jasper. The one next to Jasper's is Sanford, then Scott, then Fausto, then Maria. And then there's a door at the end of the hallway that doesn't have a nameplate.
Okay. Is it locked?
The door at the end of the hallway?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Is your painting in there? Bonna asks.
I'm guessing it's a yes, huh?
Yeah, the painting's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Bon will open the door.
Bon opens the door, and there's this room is very large. And there are various things in here in cases that are clearly locked. Jester's painting is on the opposite side of the room with a artfully, placed on the wall. Jester's painting is the most important painting on that wall. If you know what I mean by like
Yeah. Yeah.
how the wall's been decorated.
Yeah. It's like the centerpiece.
Yep. There is a single window in this room, and it's opposite Jester's painting. So when you came in, it's right next to you.
Amazing. Bond's gonna turn around. And they're gonna go back out into the hallway. And like the window closest to the door that they just opened.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to attempt to open that window.
Um, There's no way to open that window. These windows out in the hallway here, or are you talking about the window in the room?
No, in the hallway.
Okay, these windows in the hallways don't open.
Damn. Okay.
They're those kinds of windows.
Okay. Bond will look it over then for any sign of a latch, realize that no, they do not open, and go back into the room.
Mm-hmm. The singular window in this room doesn't open either.
Son of a bitch. Which window is bigger? The one in the hallway or the one in the room?
The one in the hallway.
Is there any like rugs or tapestries or loose fabric in the room?
There is a nicely placed rug, and there are a couple tapestries here.
Bon is going to pick up the rug.
Mm-hmm.
Bon is going to go back out into the hallway. Bon is going to hold the rug up to the window.
As you pull it, there's a you hit a snag. You can't get it out the door.
What?
The rug
The
in the
rug?
room?
It's stuck to something on the floor.
Yes.
Bon's gonna sigh and find where the rug is snagged.
You come over and there's a little trap door that it's snagged on.
Bon's gonna move the rug off the trapdoor.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna see if the trapdoor is unlocked.
It is not.
It's locked?
It's locked.
Okay.
Um
Bon is going... Go ahead.
the lock is clearly on the other side. So this trapdoor was clearly meant to be used to get up into this room.
Ah. Okay. Bon is going to take the rug.
Yeah, now that you've unsnagged it from the trapdoor handle, you can take the rug out of the room.
They're going to put it up to the window.
Uh-huh.
They're going to kind of hem and haw a moment
Uh-huh.
and be like, what's the best way to do this? What's the best way to do this?
Well, clearly not a way that will get you all banked up.
That's what the rug's for.
I figured.
In an ideal situation, I would have remembered a fucking stapler gun, I guess.
Well, there could be other items around. You really want to get out of here quick, huh?
I mean, this is just the traditional exit for burglars. If I really need to get out of here quick, well... Bon will kind of lean the rug up against the wall and momentarily forgo smashing the window. And they'll go back into the room with Jester's painting.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, kind of stand in front of the painting and put their hands on their hips and be like, nothing's going to blow up if I take you off the wall, right?
Nope. Don't worry, I made sure of it.
I don't know if that's good or slightly terrifying.
Take it however you want to take it.
Okay. Bond's going to take Jester's painting off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
As you take it off the wall, the hook moves upwards, and there are doors that shutter over the windows, making it extra hard to get out that way.
Oh, I forgot about those ones.
There's nothing stopping me from just walking out of here. You know what? Sure. Bond's going to tuck Jester under their arm and start walking back the way they came.
There's well, no incidents along the way. I'm pretty sure you can see in the dark, right? Seems like a silly question to ask.
It seems like a silly question.
So actually, let me, off screen, out of character. I have the opinion of Bond should be able to see in the dark.
Yeah, because they're an owl.
Unfortunately, our cockroaches don't have that.
Okay, so you don't have dark vision.
But it's like, it's dumb.
Yeah, it is stupid.
Because Bond is an owl.
Yeah.
And so, in my personal opinion, Bond should have dark vision. But it's like,
I've been cucked is the answer.
So, as you turn around, the room is very dark. You can navigate back to the doorway, but I'm going to need you to make a perception check at disadvantage to not just bump into things.
I need you to know. Okay, let me sit back from the mic a little.
Yeah.
I need you to fucking know that the Owlin race that they introduced has fucking dark vision.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Fuck the Owlin race and fuck Aarakocra. Fuck DMV and fuck D&D. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. They get the 30 walking speed. And they have fucking flight. They have fucking dark vision and proficiency in stealth.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. So instead of making sub races for fucking Aarakocra, okay, setting aside the fucking FPS for a second. Instead of making sub races for the fucking Aarakocra like they should have, because you can't just make a bird people and just have it be one general bird, because there's over 100 different kinds of fucking birds, I'm pretty sure. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna make the Aarakocra be our general bird, but also there's a completely separate fucking race that are fucking specifically owls!
it's dumb.
It is
I'm
so
so mad.
stupid. It is very
stupid.
So
mad. So mad. And you know for a fact, someone has probably home-brewed up fucking Aarakocra sub-races because fucking Wizards of the Coast are cucking cowards. And they would probably make an Aarakocra sub-race of owls that have fucking dark vision.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my rolls now. I'm mad. There, you got the nat 1. Are you happy? Are you fucking happy?
Sorry, geez.
Are you happy, Dice Parser? Are you happy, Wizards of the Coast? Yeah, Bond rolls a fucking nat Bond's gonna blow up this fucking house.
Please do not blow up the house.
Audio is going to blow up this fucking house.
Bond could have done this the easier way.
No.
Oh, that's not my fault.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
As they get back to the staircase downwards. The second one that I described with the multicolored stairs.
I'm so mad. 1 second. I know what you're saying. I'm also just like, I literally looked up D&D homebrew Aarakocra. Do you know how many fucking variants people have made? Do you know how many fucking variants? And they all have owls. They all have fucking owls, guys. And guess what? Most of them have fucking dark vision. What? You're passive 20 perception because you have fucking 20 wisdom? Doesn't mean anything. Go fuck yourself. You don't have dark vision. This is a bullshit game.
Hey!
No, not this game. Like
Oh,
D&D in general, my
D&D.
man.
Okay. I'm less upset.
Pat, 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 pat.
The anger.
The anger.
Seething with rage. Bond's gonna get to the funky ass staircase, and they're just gonna they're gonna assume either the fucking rock's gonna come after them, or it's gonna turn into a slip and slide again. They don't give a fuck anymore.
Okay.
They are walking out of this goddamn building, so help them God.
Mm-hmm. You step on one of the multicolored stairs, and it becomes a slip and slide.
Awesome. They're gonna slide down the fucking stairs like they're on like they're fucking Kool-Aid Man. like mattress surfing.
Yep.
Like they do not give a fuck.
As you slide down the stairs, it makes musical noise.
Amazing.
As you arrive at the landing of these stairs, you hear upstairs, I hope they don't blow up the house.
Yeah, I feel like Bond's like aura has taken a dark turn.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a oh god, why do I hear boss music? The aura has turned a little murderous. Sick of this house.
You pass through the rest of the hallways. To be honest, Jester did direct you towards the fastest way. It's just the fastest way is pretty long.
Yeah. Do all of the windows that lead to outside have shutters?
As you get close to the next set of stairs, there is a single. There's a door that creaks open, mysteriously.
Mysteriously.
So mysterious.
So mysterious. Are you gonna look inside?
Bon will like their head like snaps towards it. And they like glance inside, yeah.
Inside is a very kind of dusty room, and there are windows that you can open.
Amazing. Bond's gonna take that sharp turn into that room and start stalking towards the windows.
Each of Bond's steps, make a puff of dust.
That is fine.
Yep. This is just, describing the area.
No, yeah. I love the flavor.
As in, nobody has come into this room in a really long time.
Man.
As in, probably Gil hasn't managed to clean this one yet.
Yeah.
There is a single window large enough that you can open that you can fit through.
Awesome. Bond's gonna set Jester down by this window
Mm.
and start basically like slowly working on jimmying it open.
It's gonna take a bit because it does seem that it's a little rusty.
It's old, the wood's probably warped, blah blah
Yep,
blah.
yep. And as you're jimmying it open, a skeletal horse comes up the driveway.
Ah shit.
Here comes Gil.
On that note, I'm going to ask very politely for like a 2-minute tinkle break.
Yep,
Audio needs to tinkle.
let's take a break.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hello, hello, hello. Are we all here?
Hi, I'm here.
Awesome.
Are you here, Soto?
I'm here.
All right. Want to get back to it?
Yes. Just close my door. So, as you're jimmying the window open, you notice Stoffley's coming up the driveway, pulling the cart that it usually does, with Gil, driving it, as he does.
Bond's gonna continue jimmying the window open.
Gil, stops in front of the house, and has a couple of words with, Stoffley's, but they're at the moment too far away, and the window makes noise, so you can't hear, but you can probably get that it's a small bit of a telepathic argument.
Yeah.
Gil gets himself down from the cart and takes a couple of steps towards the house before a ghost slides up next to him and seems to whisper in his ear.
Bond's going to continue jimmying the window open.
The window is now about halfway open.
Awesome.
And you're going to have to start, like, shoving it upwards.
Okay.
Gil finishes his conversation with the ghost and looks up at the house, just as you get the window completely open.
Bond's going to lean out the window and wave at Gil.
Gil looks up, and his purplish jacket turns gray before he shouts, "Bond, what are you doing terrorizing my house?"
I'm a burglar. I'm burgling.
I see. What?
Bond's gonna keep shoving the window open.
Gil's gonna raise his voice so you can hear him over the sound of the window being shoved open. And what's so important that you couldn't ask? Huh?
That's not how being a burglar works.
So should I wait for you to come down?
Oh, I'm on my way out, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Gonna stop me?
Not sure I can. I'm not that fast.
Won't get any faster with you standing there.
He rolls his wrist, and then he casts Expeditious Retreat and zooms into the house, up the stairs. He's coming.
Bond's gonna continue shoving the window open.
Mm-hmm. As you, one of the shoves, it falls and, is now only, like a quarter open.
Bond's gonna shove the window again.
Uh-huh. Um, and with that, minor amount of, your progress, you hear behind you the door open, and Gil looks in and coughs a little bit because it's dusty in here. And
Uh-huh.
goes, "Oh, hello, Jester. Did you get that?
Yes.
Fancy seeing you here, down the hall."
Jester, you're being paged.
I heard Duster.
Oh,
No.
that's why I asked if you got it. Okay, let me redo that. Hello there, Jester. Fancy seeing you here all the way down the hall.
It's a quite a new scene exchange.
Yeah, it is. I haven't cleaned this room yet.
Yes, I can see all the missed spots.
Gil like whaps one of the chairs and it throws up like a cloud of dust.
Bond jimmying the window open.
Gil is going to saunter over and go, "Bon,
Hmm.
why are you stealing Jester?"
I need them.
Okay, why didn't you just ask?
I thought this was more your kind of style, and that I should try it out for a change.
Okay. Did you like it?
I think most of your residents are genuinely afraid I'm going to blow this place up.
That would be pretty upsetting to them. Then they wouldn't have a place to live.
And in this economy,
Oh, it would be so hard. I'd have to find a whole other painting to steal and somehow sell and buy a whole other haunted house for them.
truly.
Gil is going to attempt to pick up Jester's painting.
Go for it.
Oh, careful there, I'm having tea. And just like Jester's original painting is fun because it can change to whatever the hell Jester wants. So right now it's like a nice, cozy inside a house with like a table set up for tea.
Mhm. Oh, well, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't mean to jostle you.
No worries, no worries.
He carefully takes Jester's painting in like both of his hands and then just starts stepping back away from Bon.
Bond's going to stop jimmying the window and look back at Gil
Mhm.
and be like, now I wouldn't go doing that.
Hmm. Well, you see, the thing is that Someone from my manor.
Ah, I see. Unfortunately, I do have to ask you to give Jester back.
Oh, I will, but I think we should have a conversation first.
Oh?
Yes, because obviously there is a much easier path here. Because Jester, you don't mind going with Bond to have a conversation with them? I'm pretty sure that's what they want, right?
Yep. Don't worry, none for me. I'm all fine for it.
Exactly. So, you could have asked, and I could have brought you to where I had placed them. Then you could have gone on your merry way. But you didn't ask me.
Uh huh.
And I think that's because we haven't talked in a while.
Is there anything that Bond can use to jam the window open? Like, so it doesn't slide back down?
Yeah, there's like a block of wood just specifically for that purpose.
Bond's gonna reach over and grab that block of wood and jam the window open
Uh-huh.
and kind of lean against it.
Uh-huh.
The window.
Mhm. There's already a breeze coming in through it, which is slightly swirling the dust and taking the dust out.
Uh huh.
Gil's gonna carefully set Jester down just behind him against the wall
Uh huh.
and stand in front of them.
Mm hmm.
I know I was unreasonable. But I still don't quite understand, I suppose.
In what regard?
If you believed, oh, that it wasn't worth it to leave them alive, and yes, I know they have information, and I accept that they have information that you needed. Gil pauses and trails off. He doesn't really know what else to say.
Hmm. What do you want to try and understand, then?
Why? When we got that letter, I know I was being unreasonable then too. You know, talking it out loud is just making him just think a little more about it and just like
Yep. Keep going.
his tail like starts becoming like knots behind him. I suppose this is where I'm supposed to apologize for my actions, for being unreasonable throughout most of that situation. Because I'm realizing that I did not give anyone a chance to talk to me before that went down. I'm sorry for my behavior.
Hmm. You can be really cruel when you want to be.
I know. There isn't really an excuse for that.
Hmm. Well, Gil, how do you want to move forward then?
Would you allow me to make up for that mistake?
How would you make up for it?
I'm not sure. There are a lot of things I've never tried to do, and making up for my mistakes is still rather new to me.
Hmm. Tell you what. I know how you can make it up for me. I need you to do me a favor.
What kind of favor?
I'm looking for someone. Kind of a side project.
I see.
And unfortunately, they broke in to one of the places I frequent and bothered some of my guests.
I see.
And quite,
Gil's. Hold on. Hammer space
yeah,
time,
yeah.
because Gil is gonna pull out a notebook and write this down so he doesn't forget.
Uh huh.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, so he pulls out a notebook with the pen attached to it and starts writing this down.
Quite frankly, I believe they're a high level fae. Someone strong.
Gil's pen pauses for a moment before writing that down. Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
Quite frankly, if it was up to me, I would draw and quarter them. They have a real sixth sense of justice. Or, I suppose, fairness.
Hi. Court Fae? Is that what they said?
High level, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
probably a court fae.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so high level Court Fae. They have a sick sense of justice.
Slash fairness, and I would put fairness in quotations.
Uh-huh. I see. Do you
And,
have a vague description?
well, according to Uvia, it was an old man, but if I had to take a guess, they're some sort of shapeshifter. Did Uvia say this? Can I just ask that really quick? Would Uvia say that? Hi.
Uh, Yee. I feel like
Okay.
she would. I feel like she would not necessarily mention it fully, completely, but she would mention that there might be a Black Feathers Association.
Okay. Cool. Because I know part of the reason I'm keeping it vague is Uvia only briefly mentioned it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Bon would add a note of the black feathers thing.
Mm.
Quite frankly, I don't quite give a damn about them, but I don't like them breaking onto my property and making people feel unsafe there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Sandy had been there. I don't think things would have ended quite so well.
Hmm.
But if you can find any information,
I'll check my contacts.
yes, they. Again, I'm just gonna double check with Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Um, would Uvia mention anything about? Yeah, Uvia mentioned about how the guy was talking a bunch about like knowing things he shouldn't about like the experiments and stuff, right?
Um, More of like the sense of like the guy knows fucked up shit happened with just walking into the place.
Okay. So Bon would say to Gil that this guy has a habit of knowing things he shouldn't and making judgments based off of that. So you may want to watch yourself when you're investigating this, because the last thing we need is him deciding to take out his method of fairness on you.
Well,
Had a weird obsession with children and if they'd suffered.
he narrows his eyes.
So,
He just taps his pen a couple of times against the notebook. I don't have any information, but I've no. It's not I've started. Banana has always been quite odd. And it's hard
yes.
not to notice when she starts acting a little more like a fey creature. Than the Toon child she is.
Well, if you want to pursue that lead.
Thanks for the heads up. I'll watch my back.
Yeah, of course. And just so you know,
Hmm. He's giving you his
uh,
full attention.
yeah. I'm trying to think of what Bond would say. And just so you know, she's not okay.
I didn't think she
She's trying.
was. Hmm.
She's trying. But she's growing. She's changing. Don't expect her to stay that little girl forever. Bond's going to start walking towards Gil.
Gil's gonna put the notebook away back into his hammer space and step to the side so that Bond can access Jester.
Yep. Bond's gonna pick up Jester's painting. And just look down at Jester and be like, I'm sure you've had your very over the top fill of hot goss now, huh?
Oh, that's why I have tea right here. And Jester kind of like takes a sip.
Well, on this note, let's try something new, shall we? I'll be seeing you, Gil. And I'm going to have Bon cast Word of Recall. This is a new spell they have access to.
Oh.
And part of the reason I'm like, is this going to work? Is my brain's like, I feel like I need to have them roll a d3. Because the rules of the spell is there is a designated sanctuary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's the whole rules thing. And like that's how I would do it, obviously, in a game or whatever. But I want this to be essentially like I want to give it a little flavor.
Okay.
Just for this time. I'm going to have them roll a d3, and depending on what they get on the d3 determines where they end up.
Okay.
And so Bon is going to like tuck Jester under their arm and look back at Gil and be like, I'll be seeing you. And they are going to cast this spell. And
Safe travels.
what because Bon has never teleported before, um to Gil, what happens next is a little surprising. Bon kind of does a 2-fingered salute and says, "Later, hater." And around their feet, green light like crackles, and what looks like bony bird hands like begin grasping at their legs. And around them, a pair of large green wings like snaps around them. And whenever it all goes away, Bon and Jester are gone.
Gil just kind of slumps slightly and mutters to himself, and now I'm going to have to fix what broke. And leaves the room. And then the camera pans to wherever Bon went.
So, on a 1, they would have gone to their apartment. On a 3, they would have ended up somewhere entirely different. But on a 2, they end up at the mansion. They end up in the attic. And they sort of. There's like a moment of weightlessness, and then gravity returns, and spectral feathers disappear from around Bon. And they sag and let out a breath.
Doing all right?
Could be better. You didn't see this place.
I
Got
didn't
it?
see this place.
Good. Let's go. And Bon's going to open the attic opening and drop down with Jester. And with that, I think everything cuts out. And with that, I think our FPS is done.
Yeah. Thank you those who shall be listening in the future.
Thank you to everyone who has helped us get here.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Heart emojis.
And goodbye.
See ya.
Goodbye.